And welcome on into a Wednesday edition of Philly Voice Sports Bets. Harry Mays with you, along with Matt Chirico and Eitan Shander. And guys, we've got a lot to get into today between looking back to Monday Night Football and the GOAT does it again. It was unbelievable. I hope everybody stayed up to watch that, even though they didn't cover it.
Well, yeah, I was going to say,
yeah,
you know, how could you be happy?
Well,
I'm not happy.
Like, how can either one of you be happy?
I'm a huge Brady fan,
I
so
know
I
you
enjoyed
are,
seeing
your
that.
money.
I had the -3.
Don't
you know,
care. I got more money than I know what to do with.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Look, you don't care about missing a bet on a betting show. You just care about Tom Brady's
That's right.
rich ass getting richer.
That's right. TB12, brother. TB12. And did you
should have just listened to me. You could have enjoyed the night and won money.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's very true. That's why we do this show. But did you see the video at the end? I think I sent it to you.
That was
fantastic. That was awesome.
So I'll give you that. That alone was worth it.
That was great. I'm glad I stayed up to watch that. But and my prop on Mike Evans didn't hit either. He ended up at 59 yards.
It was by a yard, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I still think that was the right call. Right?
Yeah.
But that was.
He hardly got any targets. I think he only had one target in the first half.
Yeah, it didn't make much sense. Without Marshawn Lattimore, you thought they would look to him often. Like, that really just screamed out to me. That was odd.
My mind.
I think that was a good call there. I'm sorry, Matt. Just real quick.
No worries.
I'm just going to finish up that thought there. I think that was one of, like, we have a lot of stuff that we give out that doesn't hit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was one of the best ones we've given out so far that hasn't hit. Like, it did not make sense that it didn't hit, especially after Matt just filled it with the strategy that was there.
Right. Now, what else did you have, Eitan, that hit? Because I know you were on the Saints plus the points.
So the big thing on this was Monday night, right? Not Sunday night.
Monday night.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Monday night one that we hit, well, it was the Saints. It wasn't the points. It was the under total.
Oh,
right? I'm sorry. I have to sift through the spreadsheet because normally it's based off of something that's updated, like if it's filled in, if it wins or loses. Sorry, all that. Under the total, so 40.5 was that. The same game under 40.5 on Tampa Bay. The same game parlay was nice. It was New Orleans plus 4.5, and then the under 42.5, which I probably didn't need to move at all, right, on either side of them.
Yeah.
And there was one more that came through on that. Oh, the under Bucs team total of 20. It was 20.5 for the team total, the Bucs. And look, again, I keep telling you about this field goal prop on BetMGM. That came through after missing on Sunday night. We got it right back on Monday night. Each team just kicked one field goal, and it took a turnover from Tom Brady in order for that to happen.
That is right. But, that in-game total I saw on DraftKings came down to 33.5, and you just if you got in on under that, you just got in by a half a point. It ends up on 33.
Do you remember what point of the game that was, Harry?
It was in sometime in the fourth quarter. I forget exactly how much time was left on the clock, but wow. Yeah, incredible. And how about the left tackle gets called for a holding penalty, which called back the first touchdown. They're firing off the cannons. Brady's all, pumped up, and all of a sudden it's like, wait a second, we got to do it again.
Yeah, didn't we just see this on Sunday?
Right.
We got to do it all again. Right?
We got to do it all over again. All right, Thursday night football. We got a game that, unless you are a bettor, there's no way you'd be interested in watching this game. Maybe some Raider fans who have rekindled interest because I think they've won 3 in a row. They're starting to look like a much better football team, covering some numbers and looking like they're getting better coaching. But they're a 6.5, 7-point favorite at on the road.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, 6.5 right now. Yep.
I have a rule, all right? And it's held up to the point where even if it doesn't mean you have to take the other side. Let me just throw this as a caveat. You never lay points with Matt Ryan, and you never lay points with Derek Carr on the road. So laying points with Matt Ryan, it doesn't matter where that game could be played at Penn Charter, and you don't lay points with Matt Ryan ever. You don't lay points with Derek Carr on the road. You just don't, especially with his coach. You don't lay points with Josh McDaniels on the road as a head coach. So I think from a side standpoint, you either have to take the Rams or you have to pass, in my opinion. Like,
I'm passing.
You are a brave individual, anyone out there, if you're taking the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm passing. I know your boy Baker Mayfield, Eitan, is headed to Los Angeles, and he's studying the playbook as we speak on the plane ride out there, apparently, because Adam Schefter chose to tweet out that he might play in 2 days' notice for a totally different football team and a totally different system. And he's Baker Mayfield, all right? This isn't Tom Brady taking a plane trip with 2 days, prior to a game, who could probably pick it up. This is Baker Mayfield, who stinks on ice. So I don't know if he's going to play or not. I don't care, because I don't think it's going to make much of a difference on the Rams going forward. Your thoughts?
Okay, let's look at this big picture. Let's just look at this from the biggest picture possible. What's the one thing that you can trust, if there's anything in this game that you can trust with the LA Rams?
That they won't be able to run the football.
Okay, that they won't be able to run the football, even though Cam Akers is healthy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, is there anything positive you can trust on defense? Can you trust their secondary? Can you trust their pass rush? Can you trust their ability to slow down Josh Jacobs? Is there anything here?
I can trust their pass rush, right?
Slightly. I was going to say, I wasn't even going as far as saying trusting their secondary, because I know Davante Adams and Jalen Ramsey have like a personal relationship going back to when Davante was in Green Bay, and he just loves going after him. I don't know if you guys remember that playoff game where Aaron Rodgers, they were at the goal line and they caught Davante caught the ball at the 1, and he just stuffed it right in Jalen Ramsey's face for the touchdown. It had Ramsey freaking out on the whole defensive squad. So my bet was going to be Davante Adams to put one in at -155, just because I know how personal he takes this matchup. But besides that, I really didn't love anything that much.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, maybe Josh Jacobs over 87.5 rushing yards.
That's the one, I think, if you were to look at some overs here.
Right.
That I like that. I like that a lot. 87.5. I imagine that's going to go up.
I would think so too.
Yeah. Maybe there's like a head-to-head prop where you could do. So, I mean, my God. All right. Well, Josh Jacobs is spotting Cam Akers 43.5 yards.
Yeah.
In a head-to-head rushing prop.
Oof.
Yeah, they don't think they're going to be able to run the ball either.
Look, okay, so are we on a total here? I mean, is this an underplay just because it's these two teams? I mean, again, if you're going to look at something in this game,
I definitely wouldn't take over.
No, neither would I. How about over? And you can get this on DK usually at good. They took it down. Total field goals. Usually it's 3.5.
I was just looking for a field goal prop.
Right, over 3.5 field goals is usually around +110 to +115. It looks like that's down. The only field goal props I see are shortest field goal made yards. So,
well, I like the Raiders kicker.
Yeah, Carlson's no
he's
joke.
Good.
I couldn't find Carlson props. I was checking the BetStamp app because they're across multiple sports books. So I was looking there, but they don't even have Carlson props up yet. I was looking value-wise, so adding on to my Davante Adams prop. We all think the Raiders are going to take this game. So if you want to go the route of Davante Adams anytime touchdown and money line parlay, you can get that for +120 to kind of boost some value on there.
Here's the thing, man. Like I'm with you guys. I'm not going to bet it, but all right, if I were doing you guys do confidence pools. You know what a confidence pool is.
I know
right?
what they are. I don't.
Exactly.
I'm not some of my favorite things. But,
no, that's fine. Yeah. I can't imagine that's top 3 for what you do on a day-to-day.
No, I mean they put out these bowls, like for bowls, you'll do confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
Horrible.
Exactly. No, bowls is absurd, but I think week to week with the NFL kind of gives you an idea of how strong your plays are. So I wouldn't take the Rams, but in the 13 games this week, the Raiders beating it's got to be like a 2 or a 3 point, right? Because it would shock you if the Raiders reverted back to who they were and lost this football game.
Not at all. Not at all.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I would Jericho. I'd rather just take Davante Adams to score
straight up.
Yeah, because I think that even if they lose 35-7, which isn't going to happen, you've got a much better chance of that being the 7 then
no need to
shit
reach for
happens
it.
in this league, and shit seems to happen to the Raiders, man.
And especially Thursday night football, we've seen it's just been stinker after stinker. So it wouldn't surprise me to see another one here.
And what was the number on that anyway? What with the money line? What was it? Plus 120?
Plus 120.
That's nothing anyway. You're not even really getting that great of a return.
Yeah.
For the risk to me.
Yep.
Because I agree with Eitan. I would not be shocked if the Raiders found a way to lose this game.
It really is. It's just
Raider way.
Yeah. One thing is though,
home. All right.
They will have the home field advantage, even though they're on the road. There'll be more Raider fans in there from the Southern California area than Rams fans.
By the way, I just locked in that first field goal, first half, Vegas Rams. It's plus 120. No, hold on a second. It's plus 125 on BetMGM.
Yes, right. That's a much better plus 125 bet than the Devontae and money line. For sure, value-wise.
We'll find what we can.
All right, can we go to the weekend now?
Yeah, let's get out of it.
Because there's one college football game that I'm interested in, and that's the Army-Navy game. I love every year watching the Army-Navy game, believe it or not. All the pomp and circumstance and all the pageantry that goes with it and the meaning of the game, and I get into that. I've been to an Army-Navy game, and I suggest anybody, if you ever have the opportunity, take advantage of it because it's a spectacle. It's really great. I like Navy on the money line here, minus 125. I think they might be maybe about a 1.5 to 2 point favorite, if I remember correctly.
Yep, 1.5 right now.
I'm taking the middies. This is the Army team had a great run, for a couple of years, but I think Navy's gonna take hold of this game sometime in the second half and win it. A close game, low scoring, close.
Man, how did you even come about? Like, is it history? Is it the coaching? Is it trends? In a game like this that's played every year, I would feel like you have more control over history and trends, especially recent stuff, right? Like, I get it. A quarterback can change over. I understand that. But how are you handicapping this game, I guess would be my question. Because I'll tell you.
Well, because I've seen Navy play this year, and they're not the Navy teams of 7-8 years ago. They were pretty darn good, and But I just believe in this coach, this Niumatalolo guy. I just think that I would take him as the coaching advantage and his staff and a team that I've actually seen play. They can run the football. We all know that. We know what kind of game they're going to play. They're not going to beat themselves. They don't turn the ball over. They don't risk anything. And I just think they'll grind out a win against the Army squad.
Okay.
It's not a great handicapping strategy, but that's just mine.
That's fine. Navy. Whatever yours is, it works. I'm just looking it up here, and I'm with you, man. I think that there's a lot for sure.
Is there a trend that you can see on this?
No. Okay. I don't have anything quite yet. Like I don't have some. So Mark Lawrence since 1980. This trend is 17-1. I wish. But I will gladly and happily and readily availably tail Navy this weekend. So thank you for that.
All right. Anything else? As far as there's the FCS playoffs. I don't know if you guys get involved in that. I do not.
No, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth. I don't think it's going to be anything ahead of time like this weekend. I think the only other thing that I might do is get in on like that December 17th round, right? Now, I know we're going to have time to talk about all that and looking ahead and all, but, you brought up, was it Alabama? Like, I think there are some teams here that are probably cooked, and you could probably take advantage of.
I think Notre Dame's going to be cooked.
Yeah,
I like South Carolina outright in that game.
Do you think
they've been hot.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. South Carolina outright?
Yeah, I took them on the money line at plus 140.
I like it. Rattler's been playing well.
Yeah, they're going to be motivated. Notre Dame lost their quarterback. He's already entered the transfer portal. I just don't think they're too enthused about going to this bowl game.
And I actually do know, I have a friend that goes to South Carolina, and he said that they are bringing some recruits to that game. Mm-hmm. So I would believe that you would want to show out bringing some of these top, 5-star high school kids into this bowl.
So it's not where I'd like it to be, and I might just take them on the money line if I can't get them at 2. But the only thing that I was going to ask you about any bowl stuff, and I'll have some more, I think, as we get deeper into it, maybe a look ahead too. I'll definitely have a look ahead for Friday. But I'm going back and forth on this. I didn't punch the ticket, but I feel like Utah's in a pretty good spot at 2, laying 2, right? Now, if it's at 2.5, I'm probably just going to take them on the money line. But
it was a pick 'em, and it's gone to 2.5, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, then I need to go back and look at the market.
Let me see.
Because I'm on the wrong side of 2, and now I'm on the wrong side of market movement. So clearly I'm not the only one who picked up on that.
Let me see.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would definitely make sense. No, all right. Let me go back and research that one for Friday, because initially I'm like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. And now it makes a lot of sense, because people that were much smarter than me and much faster than me jumped on it and moved it 2.5 points. That would make sense.
Yeah, 2.5. Utah is minus 2.5, and it was a pick 'em.
Okay.
Yesterday it was a pick 'em. Because I like Utah as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oof. I don't know what to do with that one.
The Tulane USC line was USC -1. It's now USC -2.
I see 2.5 as well.
2.5. Yeah. Okay, so I'm waiting on that to keep going up, because I want to take Tulane.
That's another
one where I don't think USC is going to be all that motivated to play. Right. And Tulane is fired up. They're pretty good. And it's going to be cold weather most likely too.
Yeah,
in Dallas.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, that's so.
Potentially maybe the under 61.5 as well.
Yeah, I could see that too, because Tulane's going to want to run the football and grind that thing up.
Exactly.
Keep them off the field for sure.
Yeah. All right. Can we move to the NFL on Sunday? Because our Eagles are now a 7-point favorite.
Yeah.
Opened at 6.
I know. Look, I'm not doing anything with this game because it's not going to go back down. I think at this point, it's only going to move more and more. There's a big public conversation this week about Jalen Hurts winning the MVP. That's going to put people in. What time is this game? 1 o'clock, right?
It's a 1 o'clocker, yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. So this is where you'll see, I think, a lot of people bet into a 7.5, maybe even an 8-point market. Get crushed and try to make it back in these later games. We always talk about that, right? Like, is this a public game Sunday night where they're trying to chase, or Monday night where they're trying to chase? Well, what do you think they're trying to chase?
Because they lost at 1 o'clock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to bet aside right now, because I like the Giants right at 7. I think I can let this market work for me and get this thing closer to set. Like, if I get the Giants at 7.5, I think I have to take them.
Well, how about you tease the Eagles into a teaser down to -1, pair it with the Bengals at a pick 'em.
Well, I think you can do that. I think you can add a couple of other teams too. You could probably bring Seattle down, right? Seattle should be down to.
You love Seattle, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Seattle's got something.
At home,
I would add Seattle at home, and I would add the Chiefs and tease them down to -2.5. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything 3 or less for the Chiefs is fine with me. I'm already on Minnesota and the Patriots money lines, but
yeah, I don't really understand the Vikings being underdogs in that game. I know Dan Campbell and the Lions, Harry, those are your guys. They're on a roll right now.
He's going to bite Kirk Cousins' kneecap.
1 o'clock game. I don't know. We're looking at 1 o'clock Kirk Cousins.
Right.
I feel like Justin Jefferson is really looking at that secondary as some food right now. I don't think they're going to have Jeff Okudah still. So I don't know. I really like the Vikings on the money line. Even the 2.5 to be safe, but the money line of +116 is appealing as well.
That's why I like the over 53. I agree with you. Minnesota's going to score, but I think Detroit will too.
No, I think that's actually a good one. I would add this, Harry, where if you want to get in on that if you want to get in on that ahead of time, that's a good number. I also think that if there's anything slow, if you see 2 punts, that total may drop 6 points. Like that total may drop to a comfortable live number where it's only a matter of time before both of these offenses just burst. I keep an eye on that live total as well. And if you see a slow start, even for one team, if not both, then definitely attack that live total over. I'm with you.
All right. Anything on the Jets at +9.5? I'm feeling Mike White this weekend for some reason.
I last week was weird. Like last week I hit some ridiculous round robin. I hit some teasers. I hit some nonsensical.
Not Miss Robin.
No, not Miss Robin. I didn't hit Miss Robin. I hit some same, but I missed a bunch of sides, like easy stuff that I put a lot of time and effort into. So I don't have a side or a total outside of the 2 money lines. And then I did tease Seattle down to 0 and KC minus 2.5. I need to look, man. Yeah.
Did you know that the Jets?
Cincinnati.
You did? Okay. Did you know that the Jets players all wore Mike White T-shirts last week in traveling to the game?
Oh man! Isn't
so
that like
if you're Zach Wilson, I mean, why don't you just like get a back injury and just remove yourself from the team for the rest of the year? They're basically everybody on that roster. It'd be like the Eagles, turning their back on Carson Wentz.
He's a Ben Simmons almost right now. That's kind of the role he's found himself in.
Crazy how this has transpired.
I'm with you, man. You get out of there. Seriously, get out.
Totally. Just go
somewhere else.
Seriously.
I have one more NFL play that I was looking at. The Titans against the Jaguars. Titans are at home. I'm looking at Derrick Henry over his rushing yards, and there's no line set just yet, but whatever it may be, I feel like I'm going to smash that one just because you look at the Jaguars this season when they play solid running backs, Dameon Pierce, Miles Sanders, Saquon Barkley, these guys have all gone well over their totals, 150 plus yards actually against this defense. So I really like Derrick Henry in a bounce back situation. He had only 50 yards this past week on not too many attempts, so I think he's going to bounce back this week at home.
I don't know what the Tennessee Titans' plan was against the Eagles. It looked like they just really had no plan at all.
Well, I think it's something that we've talked about here where they reverted back. Like the Washington team was the only team that didn't move away from their bread and butter, and they just stuck with it. Now they stopped the Eagles, and maybe that's the difference, but the Titans just aborted the run game. And like just threw, what do you have, 10, 11 attempts?
I think 11.
That's insane. You should never have 11. I don't care if you're down 14 points in the fourth quarter with 15 to go. That dude can break one.
Exactly.
They just gave up on him.
And did you see they fired their general manager after the ownership looked at what A.J. Brown did to the team? They said, "What, you traded that guy? Get out of here."
Yep. It's amazing, right? A.J. Brown got a guy fired.
Unbelievable. All right, anything else? Any NBA?
I'm going to hit you with 5 in a row real quick.
No way.
Just
5?
Quick hitters. All right. This won't even take 60 seconds.
Wow. Rapid fire.
5 and 60. Bang. Let's start. Over 28.5 points for Kevin Durant against the Hornets. The only way in which Durant doesn't do this is if he gets hurt or if they somehow beat the Hornets by 50 and he's not a part of it. I don't see that happening. He's a volume scorer. Give me that. Over 9.5 Trae Young assists at plus 115. He's going to get his points. DeJounte Murray make it really tough now for any backcourt, especially one that's kind of like one guard dependent, as we see with Brunson on D. So I like Young getting his, but really getting 10 dimes. Kevin Huerter, not over, but under 2.5 made threes tonight against a tough Milwaukee defense perimeter. Look, Kings ain't sneaking up on anybody anymore. So Milwaukee's coming prepared for this one, and they can defend the perimeter. Over 1.5 made threes for Marcus Smart. I think he's going to get a lot of space. He and Al Horford, one of those two guys is going to explode with spacing tonight when it comes to stretching.
Horford from the corner.
Exactly. And Marcus Smart benefiting from. Last one here for you. Same game, same team. You want somebody to explode from a point standpoint. How about Jaylen Brown? Not over 25.5, Harry and Matt. 30 plus. Play that for Jaylen Brown tonight. 5, and there's your 5.
Wow.
That was quick.
Jeez, you're going for 30 plus?
For Brown, I think Brown has the night tonight. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I like it. I like the matchup. I think that you look at the defensive matchup there, and everyone looks at Phoenix, and they're like, oh, Devin Booker, Chris Paul. But realistically, they give up the 3rd most points to opposing guards. So I think Jaylen Brown is set to have a good night tonight. My NBA picks, I really haven't looked at too many player props, but I really like Rudy Gobert tonight over his points and rebounds. That's at 27.5. And I also like his prop for steals and blocks. That's at 2.5 for plus 170. So I think you could get some value there. And then one more that I was looking at was the over in the Golden State and Utah game. These two teams love to blow up the stat sheet. And I think if you're getting guys fully healthy now, there's no reason that this shouldn't be just a 3-point barrage. I mean, Utah is kind of competing out there with these older guys that are kind of just fighting for a spot in the league. So I think they're scrappy enough to keep that at least competitive, and I'm taking the over 233.5.
Okay.
Very good. All right, sounds good. Enjoy the NBA tonight and the Thursday night football, and we'll be back on Friday for another edition of Philly Voice Sports Bets.